My name is Peter Parker.
I'm Dr. Stephen Strange.
Tom Holland and Benedict Cumberbatch are both English actors playing American superheroes in the MCU. But whose accent is better? We spoke to a dialect expert to see just how good they are.
Hi, I'm Jack Wallace. I'm a dialect coach, and today we're looking at the accents of Doctor Strange and Spider-Man in the MCU.
Oh, wait a minute. You guys aren't
What?
sleeping together. Sorry, I thought that was implicit in my disgust.
Explicit, actually. And no, I have a very strict rule against dating columns.
Oh, really?
I call it the Strange policy.
Oh, well, good. I'm glad something's named after me.
It's interesting the way that his speech patterns happen throughout this as he's like having the conversation. He puts pauses in weird places, which is good because it means that it's kind of an integrated accent. He's not afraid to pause in an odd place because he's thinking as the character, whereas sometimes people want to avoid that because it sounds like they don't know what they're trying to say or how they're trying to say it.
Not only about me.
Stephen, everything is about you.
Maybe we could hyphenate. Strange Palmer technique.
Palmer Strange.
I don't know what exact version of American he's going for. I think it's more of kind of a standard or a general American accent. He's doing something called the cot-court merger, where the words C-O-T and C-A-U-G-H-T end up having the same vowel, in this case, an cart and cart, which kind of takes it away from a lot of East Coast accents. Quite often when it gets into kind of that acting world, people go for broad spheres of accent so that it can people that are outside that region that may not have heard it before as well, because I think Doctor Strange is originally from Philadelphia in the comics, but not everyone in America is familiar with a Philadelphia accent. And so if you go for something very specific, like Kate Winslet from Mayor of Easttown.
So why'd you call me here, Mr. Carroll?
If he suddenly had that accent, people would be like, this English person can't do an American accent. So I think they've gone for kind of more of a general, a standard.
Tony Stark, I'm Dr. Stephen Strange. I need you to come with me. Oh, congratulations on the wedding, by the way.
I'm sorry, you giving out tickets or something?
So again, yeah, that very bright in doctor. You can hear that there's kind of extra layer of nasalization compared to Robert Downey Jr., who's obviously using his own accent. But when you hear them back to back, you can kind of hear that there's just that extra kind of push from Benedict Cumberbatch.
Look, it's not overselling it to say that the fate of the universe is at stake.
There's a tendency for English people to nasalize. There's this extra kind of nasality to his American accent that he doesn't necessarily have in his English accent.
The name's Sherlock Holmes and the address is 221B Baker Street.
I'm Dr. Stephen Strange. I need you to come with me.
I think as we go on, we'll hear how that differs from other characters.
What is your job exactly besides making balloon animals?
Protecting your reality, douchebag.
Good old American lingo in there with douchebag, just to reinforce. This is the first time that we've really heard what we call an intervocality, when a T is between two vowels in reality. And so it's not a harsh T, it's not a full D like a D, it's called a flap or a tap, because it's just a kind of flick of the tongue. Reality. Yeah, he does that very well.
How many did you see?
14,605,000.
There's a differentiation between people from the UK and America, how they say long numbers.
14,605,000.
It's possible in America to drop some ands in long numbers. So in order to kind of make it even more American there, he could have gone for 14,605,000 possibilities rather than and 5, because we need the and in the UK, but they don't in the US.
I'm sorry, I'm confused as to the relationship here. I mean, what is he, your ward?
No. I'm Peter, by the way.
Dr. Strange.
Oh, you're using your made-up names. I'm Spider-Man, then.
Yeah, so this is a great little way to hear all these three different people back to back, and there's a lot less nasality in Tom Holland's American accent. You can really hear the different quality of the voices in this. There's that kind of slightly huskier version that Tom Holland is going for, as opposed to that kind of brighter version that Benedict Cumberbatch is for. Also, I was saying earlier that there's this court murder in Doctor Strange's, and that's not happening in Tom Holland.
I read books, I build computers. And yeah, I would love to play football. But I couldn't then, so I shouldn't now.
Sure, because you're different.
Exactly. But I can't tell anybody that, so I'm not.
There's like a word that you can very easily fall into a trap of this kind of caricature, the like Godfather 70s gangster style New York, and it's the word football. Football. So there's definitely some like rounding of "or," but it's not all the way to football.
I'm gonna buy her a black dahlia necklace because her favorite flower is the black dahlia because of, well...
The murder.
The murder.
The thing about the New York accent and all accents in general is that they change over time. And so what was kind of quintessentially the New York accent, not everybody in New York speaks like that, in the same way that not everybody in London speaks with like a Cockney accent, but there are remnants of it in the general accent at large. And so you would pinpoint maybe some of the sounds here and there, like, oh, that sounds like he's probably from New York, but it's not kind of hitting you over the head with it.
When we go to Paris, I'm gonna take her to the top of the Eiffel Tower, give her the necklace, and then 5, I'm gonna tell her how I feel.
Another like small thing that puts it in this region of America rather than America at large is the way that he says Paris.
Paris.
Because lots of America links that A to the R and becomes air, like a pear that you Paris, whereas he does Paris, which is very East Coast.
Cure them while they try to kill us and then send them home.
Using a magic box.
Well, that's the plan.
This is obviously the iconic moment, or one of them, in No Way Home, where all three are suddenly together. Obviously, Tobey Maguire is American, and the other two kind of slot in really nicely with him. Andrew Garfield's dad is American, so he's heard some of it kind of growing up, but again, not necessarily from New York.
Are you gonna go into battle dressed as a cool youth pastor, or you got your suit?
It's pretty seamless, the handoff from one to the other. There's no one kind of sticks out of like, oh, what are they doing?
I found an alien too, on Earth and in space.
Oh.
Yeah, he was purple.
I want to fight an alien.
They're both very good. I think if we're going for regional specific, that Tom might just edge out Andrew, but I think they're both very believable.
Hi, my name is Peter Parker, and I would like a coffee, please.
So yeah, in this final clip, he obviously says the iconic New York word, coffee, and that's one of the ones that can often be overdone by English people doing a specific New York accent all the way to coffee. He doesn't go for that pronunciation, much more of an open coffee. You will find people in New York that have more of an or sound on it, but again, it varies person to person, and generationally, I think that it's becoming less prevalent in some places too.
He tampered with the stability of space-time to resurrect countless lives. Do you want to do it again now just because yours got messy?
From 2016 to now, 6 years of filming, the accent has stayed very consistent. It's got this brightness to it, and that he's gone for this general American accent as his target accent.
It's not about me. I mean, this is really hurting a lot of people.
And Tom Holland, very consistent from start to finish, also 2016 to now, I believe. He's got this great balance when it comes to the resonance of the voice. It's not too nasal, it's not the same as when he would normally speak. It's got this kind of fun, husky quality to it. There are some regionalisms in there without it being too over the top. And yeah, it sounds like a contemporary teenager from parts of New York.
For more videos like this, check out our video on Thor and Valkyrie's MCU accents, or Oscar Isaac in Moon Knight.